Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. Now, did you light a candle and remember the martyrs of the greatest generation who gave their lives on D-Day, stemming the tide of the then axis of evil? I know these days there's a new axis of evil. It seems there's always evil. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. Evil was not defeated, it was simply put in abeyance. And also, did you remember to recite the Ten Commandments on the holiday honoring the Great Epiphany, simply known as 7th Shavuot, 7 weeks after Passover? You know, it coincides with Pentecost, the 50th day after Easter. And just from the math and time, you can see there's a really strong relationship between Jewish and Christian holidays. Just read those 10 rules for life. Remind yourself how easy it would be to live life in peace and harmony. Make the recitation it once was. Your life will change. You will look at each day differently. It's a reminder that we must stop. We must get together and bring peace into this world. And it starts with each of us individually. Some come and some will go. We shall surely pass. When the one who left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Yeah, let's get together. Let's put our differences aside as we do when we come together weekly. We come together as a group to honor and pray and observe as a community, which we do for all holidays, a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith. Any and all faith, love and any and all love, a true chavura, which is a fellowship, expressing our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes. It unites us all in this community, house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though together, we're always individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her or their own way. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody you know, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, to come gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hinei Matov. Come together. Shevet Achi Gam Ya. Hinei Matov. Shevet Achi Gam Ya. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. We know we support each other in this community, and the community just got bigger by one. Congratulations, Hallie and Noah. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, this is your setting aside just a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. It's a part of your kavod. It's your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. And goodwill and intention are the roots of what you can control, of what you can correct. Your intention sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives. So let's take some time now. Let's use that intention. Let's send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everybody. It floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know and for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think whoever that needs healing, renewal, and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world, the tikkun olam, the healing of the world that's so much a part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We have to help heal the world. It's not something we complete. It is simply an ongoing task that we deal with in this lifetime and we deal with in every lifetime. We must each do our part. Each must do what we can to improve and change our own little corner of the world. As you change yourself, you change the conditions of your life and everything around it. Now, part of that healing of the world is when we send out thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. Let's all send energy out for the people in need everywhere, and special thoughts and prayers for those undergoing surgery or special care because they really need it. Let's pray for Aurora and Nicole, for Jerry and Aurelia, for Yosef, for Snooposaurus, who's pretty rough shape, Agent K, Doria, Robin and Peter, for David Mookie, for Fievel, Polly, both over in Jerusalem. For all those suffering and in need, let's not forget to include all the familiars of our lives, the pets, the sacred animal friends everywhere that we've had. For everyone you know in need, for the whole world, and always for the bee. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit never dies. Aftertain, Makor, Remotain, may the source of strength bless the one that's before us. Help us find the courage, take our lives a blessing, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Nisha Barak, let us all have our spirits renewed. This is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as He has healed before. Me Shaberach, may He who blessed, because all healing's a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Don't forget Dad's Day's coming. So start thinking of what you can do for dear old Dad. If nothing else, give him a call. Let him know that you're thinking of him in anticipation of his day, that you don't just wait for the holiday. This week we read Naso, add up. Now this parsha opens with more census information. It is the book of Numbers. But the census relates to a specific group, and we're not even going to talk about it. We're going to ignore that. As is usually the case, there's a few things I want to notice this week. You may notice others, but these are the ones I really want to point out. And I've mentioned these in prior years because they are pretty amazing. We have that fascinating case of the Sota, the unfaithful wife, to which an enormous Talmud tractate's dedicated. It's huge. It also marks the first reference to holy water, which is interesting in its own little throwaway point. But what makes this so interesting is this straying woman episode, the suspected unfaithful wife, is the only trial by ordeal in the entire Torah. Think about it. Trial by ordeal. And you know that there's no recorded incident in which it ever occurred. It has to be one of those odd pieces of legislature that workarounds developed to ensure it never occurred or was never implemented. Numbers 5:12. Any man whose wife may stray and betray his trust, and a man lie with her in seed coupling, and it be concealed from her husband's eyes, and she hide and be defiled, with no witness against her, and she herself be not apprehended, and a spirit of jealousy may come over him, and he will be jealous about his wife, with her being defiled, or a spirit of jealousy may come over him, and he will be jealous about his wife, she not being defiled. Like Othello and Iago, initiated by jealousy and suspicion. No facts here, no witnesses, unlike any other crime. So to understand, a man suspects his wife has had sex with another. That's what seed coupling is. And of course, there are no witnesses. He goes on just his feeling. I got a feeling. Feel it deep inside. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. I got a feeling. Feeling I can't hide. Oh no. Oh no. Based on his feeling, he goes to the priest. Now remember, the priest is everything. The doctor, the judge. Although all he's doing is following ritual law here. It's fascinating. Trial by ordeal on feeling. So that's the first thing I want you to notice. The second thing is we get this concept of the Nazarite vow. It's the only mechanism which allowed the non-Levite to take the role of a priest. And he was distinguished from those born into the class of priests by a couple of things. One of them was it was the ability of women to join, whereas if you were born a Levite and into the house of Aaron, only the males were entitled. But here a woman could elect to become a Nazarite. But to fully distinguish the Nazarite from the priest, they had long hair, whereas the priest had very short hair. Pulled into Nazareth, was feeling half-assed dead. I just need some place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned and shook my hand, and that was all he said. Nazareth or Nazarite? Is there a connection there? Number 6:2. Speak to the children of Israel. You shall say to them, what a man or a woman will expressly make a Nazarite vow to make a separation for the Lord. Now it expressly says man or woman. What are the odds of you ever expecting that in the ancient Torah? And the separation for the Lord means to dedicate themselves to the service of God like the priest. Well, the Nazarite makes this vow and then gives up 3 things. Consuming alcohol, going near dead people, and cutting his or her hair. Why these 3 things? Because these 3 things, above all others, are related to priesthood and particularly to the high priest. Okay, so, and you may be aware of some of these things themselves. You may have been to funerals, and the rabbi was a Kohen, and a Kohen would do it from a back room over a loudspeaker because he couldn't be near a dead body. Okay, the clergy in Israel, not open to most Israelites to choose. It's only to members of the tribe of Levi by heredity, and only to males. The priesthood comes to be limited only to a certain family within Levi, the family of Aaron. And the high priesthood is limited to a son of the preceding high priest. So this was the mechanism to allow anyone else to kind of undertake that role. Prophets can be from any tribe. They could be male or female. They always were. One became a prophet by being called by God. Right? They didn't make a Nazarite vow. It was different. Post-biblically, rabbis replaced priests as the primary clergy of the Jews, and membership in the rabbinate is open to anybody who chooses it and proves capable of qualifying and carrying it out. Now, originally the rabbinate was limited to males, but in the present generation, the Reform, the Conservative, and Reconstructionist movements have included both females and males, grudgingly. So what option does a person in the biblical world have who's drawn to the holy life of a priest, but who is not a male Levite from the family of Aaron? One choice. That person can choose to be a Nazarite. Now, we know 2 great biblical characters who fit the category of Nazarites, both known for their hair, Samson and Jesus. Now, for those who forgot, the story of Samson and Delilah is one of the most incredible in the Bible. It takes place in the book of Judges. Samson was a judge from the tribe of Dan, and he was a Nazarite from birth because his mother dedicated him when he was born to the Lord. Now, he was most well known for his long hair, right? The son of the Nazarite. And it was combined with his great strength, which we find out was connected to his long hair at one point. We're told that he killed a lion with his bare hands, and he fell in love with Delilah, a name that means delicate, although she was anything but. She's been compared to and is considered the female Judas Iscariot and is perceived as a treacherous and voluptuous woman. Samson loved her, and she, acting as an agent of the Philistines, tricked him into disclosing the secret of his incredible strength. Now, to Josephus and Philo, she was a prostitute. The Talmud tells us she used sex to get Samson to reveal the secret. The Midrash, on the other hand, tells us Delilah served as the example of the havoc a non-Jewish woman could cause. I leave it to you. She took the knowledge of his strength, cut his hair, and his strength disappeared. He was captured by the Philistines, who tormented him. They gouged out his eyes. They made him grind grain in a mill. But his hair grew back, and he destroyed the temple of Baal, and he dies in the process. It's a fantastic story. It was turned into several wonderful films and inspired countless brilliant works of art through the centuries. And maybe Jesus wasn't from Nazareth. After all, he was from Bethlehem. Perhaps instead, he was a Nazarite. That's a second. Lastly, the amazing things in this week's reading is what is known as the priestly benediction. Number 623. Speak to Aaron and to his son, saying, "This is how you shall bless the children of Israel. Say to them." A new form of expression that enters biblical narrative in the book of Numbers is prayer. See, in all the earlier books, there's been depictions of individuals in prayer, but Numbers includes a formal prayer, commanded to be said verbatim by the priests. Now, this blessing has been pronounced upon the congregation of those by priestly descent, presumably, from biblical period until the present day in some synagogues. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and safeguard you. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'yihunecha, may God illuminate his countenance for you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisamlecha shalom, may God turn his face to you, establish peace for you. Now that blessing's done every Yom Kippur service, and of course its image inspired the famous line and split-fingered hand gesture from Star Trek, "Live long and prosper." But that's been said since biblical times. Read it and see that the language of the priestly benediction, like the Decalogue, is formulated in the second person singular. So although the priests are instructed to bless the entire people, and although historically it's been pronounced as a congregational blessing, it's both a personal and a communal wish, because it's the second person, it's to you and you alone. In 3 brief lines, the priests wish each individual Israelite divine blessing, protection, favor, grace, attention, and peace. Now, the culminating wish of peace is particularly poignant because Numbers is the first book of the Bible that concentrates on war, but wishes for peace. Yes, my friends, the world's sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light in all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone. An end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this right together, men and women equally. Let's all send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do learn to forgive. Learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor all the relationships of your life and tell those you love that you love them. Otherwise, they're never going to know. Don't make them guess. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe, because it is your intention that sets everything in motion. Our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. It's all linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad. You got that from the Garden of Eden. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate. Because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace, my friends, is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. It's your home. It's waiting for you. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being. Keep sharing. Keep shining. Keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear. Follow love, because it's always in front of you. And remember to have faith, an unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love and of all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none. Defraud none. Hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in the year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go, my friends. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind, because the deepest source of real power lies in your consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. So make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform the lives around you, because you're never alone. You're forever blessed. You have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet, health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous with them. As you bless others, you bless yourself. Love with the heart, because we're all part of the greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. And continue to explore faith and belief and what they mean to you, and never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced others have too, because we share together, we learn together, we help each other, because we're each of us trying to find love and support and acceptance, and we all have or could have a special someone in our lives. So find them, tell them what they mean, and remember to honor the words of God, the great epiphany, the rules for life and living. Follow those laws. Don't just wait for holidays to do it. Okay, it's your journey to your promised land. And on the way, keep forgiving those you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from anybody you need to ask forgiveness of. You don't wait for the holiday for that either. Remember to think before you speak, because your words will empower and free you, but they can get you in a lot of trouble. And know that wherever and whenever you go, you always carry that threefold blessing of God with you, like a divine hug. And defend you. May the Lord preserve you from pain. Favor them, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Hear our Sabbath prayer. Amen. Well, thank you for joining me, my friends. Have a great week. Please keep exercising forgiveness. Be thankful, be gracious, be kind, be loving. Believe in yourself and in love. Continue to spread a little goodwill to the world, and never forget you are the miracle in someone else's life. Right now, I'll be traveling next week, and there's a good chance I'll not be able to post a video or audio, but I will do my best to send a written message. So have a great week, and I will see you all soon. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care.